Hi, this is Kelly Phillips from Red Feather Networking, and I'm here to give you 3 tips on how to meet people at ASTD2012. So I'm getting a lot of questions for people who are traveling alone, and they want to know kind of how they can meet people and where to go. And then also questions from people who are traveling with groups. Maybe it's coworkers, maybe they're bringing clients along, and they want to know, well, how can I make sure that they meet the right people and that we're going to the right places? So these are just some tips for how you can make sure that you're open to meeting other people while you're networking at the conference. So the first tip is for people who are alone. And when we're alone in a group setting, we tend to kind of go into a little protective mode where we're looking at the ground, we're on our phone, we're kind of giving this impression like, I'm alone, but I don't mind being alone, I'm okay. And that can be okay normally. But when you're in a networking situation and you actually want to meet people, you have to really pay attention to those nonverbal clues. So the easiest way to do this is to just look up and make eye contact and smile at people. So you just look at them, look them in the eye, maybe give a little nod and smile. And 9 times out of 10, people will at least smile back at you. And if they're also looking to meet and network and make connections, usually they'll come over to you and say hello and start the conversation. It's amazing how this works. Very easy to do. You might feel a little nervous at first, but a little practice goes a long way. So make eye contact and smile at people. Now, if you're in a group, the nonverbals are also important, because what happens when you're with a couple of people you're comfortable with and you're in a room, you tend to get into a little tight conversation circle and you talk to each other. And it's almost impossible for other people to break into that. So what you need to do is, you do want to pay attention to that person who's talking. You don't want to be rude. But at the same time, you want to pay attention to what's going on around you and around them. You still can make eye contact and smile at other people during this conversation. That lets other people know that they're welcome into your conversation. The other thing you want to do is make sure there is space between you and the people you're talking with, so that there's room for somebody to come up and join the conversation. And then here's the biggest key. When somebody does try to join your conversation, welcome them in. Say hi, shake their hand, and if you don't want to interrupt the person who was talking and you want to get back to that, then you can just say something like this. Oh, hey Sally, my name's Kelly, it's great to meet you. Tom here was just telling us about so-and-so. So Tom, what happened next? So you can literally bring that person in, make them feel welcome, and get back to your conversation all at one time, very smoothly and easily. And that person that you brought into that conversation will probably be a connection to you for a very long time, because you did such a great job of pulling them in and meeting them and making them a part of the group. So the third tip is actually my favorite tip, and it's my favorite because we did this last year at the conference. A group of us met on social media ahead of the conference, and we got to know each other. We were texting and talking on the phone and things. There were maybe like 50 of us from all over the world. And when we got to the conference, we realized there was no way for all of us to meet up at once. And so what we did is somebody brought red feathers and put them on our conference badges. Here's my badge from last year. And so you knew that as you were walking around, if you saw somebody with a red feather, that you could just walk right up and start talking to them. It wouldn't be awkward, because they are part of that group that has already met. They know each other, and you know that they're open to it, because that's one of the things that's most nerve-wracking about networking at events like this, is you're afraid you're going to walk up to someone and they're going to be really rude to you. And I can tell you that happened to me last year, and it's very demotivating in terms of networking. But if you have the red feather on your badge, it means that you're open to this connection. So I'm going to be bringing hundreds of red feathers with me to pass out. If you want to bring a red feather from home, that's great too. You can have it on your badge. You don't have to worry about finding me first. But I'd love to see anybody who's open to connecting and making those connections at the conference wearing a red feather, so that it just makes it a little easier for everybody. So if you want to find me, if you follow the hashtag, the Twitter hashtag, #ASTD2012, I'm actually doing a social media treasure hunt. I'll be tweeting out clues to where I'm at different times during the day, and if you come find me, I'm going to have some prizes and giveaways for you, gift cards, signed books, things like that. And you can also get a red feather from me. We've also got our Sunday night tweet up at the Hard Rock Cafe, and you can have a free ticket to that. We'll be giving out red feathers there. So this is Kelly Phillips with tips on how to meet people at ASTD 2012. I hope you all have a wonderful conference.